I think, and I've learned through lots of spiritual teachers that one person who is tuned in spiritually with their own intuition is more powerful than millions who are not. And I think this is really a time, 1,000,000%. And I think this is a time that there is such an awareness and a need for this, that the people who are realizing that they're kind of picking up the slack for the population who's not, right? And they're spreading that love and that mass consciousness, whether we realize it or not, they're finding that balance, right? And we're practicing what we preach, and we're leading by example. And that's really the only way. You can't force someone into this, you can't force them into, really any sort of change, as we know, because they're tagging that as a threat. So it truly is just leading by example. And this is a time for all of the healers and anyone who has that influence on people to really band together and raise that collectiveness.
Do you see that happening more? Do you see more people stepping into their power?
I do. I really do. I feel it so on such a level. Yes.
What does that feel like? I mean, what does that feel like to step into that collective consciousness and that awakening and awareness? When the familiar is this fight or flight, like how does that feel?
Honestly, it feels like hope. It feels like pure love. It feels like having empathy for people who are stuck and understanding why they're stuck, because we were once there too. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It really is a kind of deeper understanding of why people do what they do, understanding and being compassionate. And that too, it's all based on love, right? It's love for all the things around us, all of the different parts of everyone. We're all here for a reason, and we're all here to just uplift and expand. And so when you start to be aware of all the people that are doing that, it feels like hope for a brighter future. It really does.
Is this the rising of the divine feminine, or is that why we're seeing so much aggression and pushback in that egotistical world that's just trying to keep its hold on us versus, allowing this love and empathy and hope to come through?
I don't know if that's like, I don't know how I would label it as far as like divine feminine, or that I think we all have this internal, we're driven by the ego, right? We're all trying to, all we're trying to do is disconnect from it, right? And a lot of people aren't even aware of that disconnection or the non-attachment and so there's so many things in our lifestyles that are perpetuating the ego, and with what we normalize in society, that of course that's going to take a toll on any sort of awakening or spiritual growth. And I wonder too, like, I know this is what we're all going through collectively, but I wonder how many phases of this have been in the past where, this traumatic event happens and people are mass aware of it and just pouring in and just trying to make the world a better place. It's probably happened so many times over history.